I'm gonna get on my soapbox, so guys get ready.
Okay.
All right, so this segment is, does running make you age faster? And the reason,
Running.
Yeah, running.
Oh.
It's weird, right?
Maybe your knees.
Well, you're right.
Joints.
You're getting there. Okay, so the reason this topic was brought up is because in the news this past week, Gerald Imber, an 82-year-old plastic surgeon in New York, was in the news because he had a viral TikTok that talked about, he believes that running makes you age faster. So I uploaded the video, Travis will see it. That was
Hi, it's Dr. Imber. We're talking about things that prevent aging versus things that accelerate aging. And I have a pet peeve, and half my patients love me for it and half my patients hate me for it, but it's about running. And it's perfectly fine to run a little bit every day or run a couple of miles a few times a week, but I want to start this little talk by saying, have you ever seen a long distance, long time runner that didn't have a gaunt old face? That's what happens. In addition to the gaunt old face, your knees go, your ankles go, your back goes, and it's kind of dumb. So if you want to run a little bit, terrific, but no impact or low impact aerobics is really the way to get your exercise.
Yeah.
I agree with him.
What? Oh my God.
I hate running.
Okay, well
2,
that's one thing.
He
2.
seems funny.
I mean, he seems
I just
funny like your
remember
old
what
pawpaw that sits
Yeah.
on the porch and tells kids to get off
just
the
goes,
lawn, not like your dog.
He just goes, it's dumb.
It's dumb. So, all right. First off, if I'm still operating at 82, like I give you permission to put me
Yeah,
down.
I mean,
like,
honestly, he doesn't look that bad for 82.
I mean, he looks pretty good. I mean, he's kind of nice too. Like I feel
Like,
like
he's
I'm gonna
definitely
like kind of
older.
like be a little critical, and I feel bad. I feel like I'm being critical to my pawpaw, you know,
Yeah.
like talking trash about him. You know, and they do. You know, commercial pilots, you can only go to 65. I wonder if maybe should we like implement that for surgeons? I don't know. Anyway.
Yeah, I wonder if he still practices actual
surgery?
Yeah, or if he's just
I wonder that too.
Or if
that's
he's just still like more of a
like running the med spa or something. You know, I mean,
like
maybe.
just a figurehead.
No, I think he does still do surgery. I would probably pass on that personally. No offense. Seems like
I'd
a
run.
super nice guy.
I'd run.
Okay, but I have some serious like beef with like that whole spiel that he just gave. Like for one, I was a runner. I'm not currently in my running phase, but there have been times where I do like triathlons, do like long distance running, half marathons. I never actually ran a marathon because I just never had the time to train for it.
Right.
Because you have to have a lot of time. So I got beef with you, Dr. Imber, and we're gonna like sort this out. Okay, so first off, is he correct? Does running make you age faster? And the answer is obviously no, it does not. That is just total nonsense. But there are some aspects of running that could make you look older if taken to an extreme. And so I want to explain in detail what he probably should have said instead of running makes you look more aged. Okay, so first off, remember when we talked about buccal fat removal? Sarah, I'm gonna make you look really smart. Remember when we talked about buccal fat removal?
For sure.
And why do people look older?
Because they lose their fat right here.
Okay, so what happens if you are a insane exerciser and your body fat goes to 0?
Do you lose fat in your face? And what?
You look older.
Yeah.
Right?
Sure.
Okay. That's what he was trying to get at. The fact that he's talking about that a lot of long distance runners end up dropping their body fat down to like extremely low numbers. And what happens? You start to lose the fat in your face, and yes, that will make you look older. But is that from running or is that from exercise?
Probably from diet too.
Well, I'm just saying that,
sure.
like, is it specific to running? Or, for example, what if I was a biker and I biked 100 miles a day and I burned the same calories as I burn running?
Maybe he's talking, like, whenever I think about running, maybe he's talking about, like, whenever you're, like, the force from,
Okay,
like,
we'll
the
get
up
to
and
that.
down.
No, but he was talking about how
Like
you
your-
look old in your face, right? Or do you
Yeah.
think he's talking about, like, what the gravity is doing that when you run? That's nonsense.
Yeah.
It's just total nonsense. What he's trying to get to is that a lot of long distance runners get very lean. And when you do get very lean, it does make you look
Yeah.
older. But the thing is that it's not just running. Like, you could get that same thing from like getting on a row machine and just rowing an extreme
Yeah.
amount.
And
or
honestly, being outside a lot. When
that's
you're
my
outside,
next part. Okay, so
sun
that's my
exposure.
That's my second thing. Yeah, you're smart. You should write these seconds for me. Because the first thing was about being thin, and the second is about sun exposure,
Yeah.
right? Because if you're out there running 10 miles a day, to run 10 miles, that's going to take you an hour or longer.
Yeah.
A little bit longer. And you are going to have some sun exposure. But once again, is it the running that's causing that, or is it the sun exposure? It's the sun exposure. The running has nothing to do with
Yeah.
it. If I sit in a lawn chair and drink beer for an hour and a half every single day in my yard, I'm going to get the same sun exposure as if I was running.
Yeah.
So it's not the running, it's the sun exposure.
Yeah.
So you could get that from anything. And so so we'll do the last thing. All right, so the last one is the same thing you said, joint issues.
Yeah.
Okay, now that's not really about like looking older, that's more about feeling older,
Yeah.
okay? And this is probably the only one where you could kind of make a point that, okay, he's got a point that running is not the easiest thing to do on your body.
Excessive running.
Yeah, excessive running. You can get joint. So I've spent my whole life playing sports, football, baseball, soccer, ice hockey, running, all that stuff. And so my joints are a little beat at this point. And so I have to be careful about like sprinting, and I have to be careful about super long running because my knee starts to bother me because it's impact. If I was riding a bike, I wouldn't have that.
Right.
So, there's a kernel of truth in this maelstrom of nonsense that, your joints do take a little bit of beating with a high impact sport. But I mean, once again, it's not just running. It could be soccer, it could be football, it could be basketball. I mean, it's not necessarily running.
Yeah.
So this is a classic case of, correlation, not causation, okay? So the last thing I would kind of say about this is, okay, well, all right, so I'm a runner and I want to prevent looking older or messing up my joints. What can I do? And so these are things I would recommend. All right, number one, don't let your body fat get down to an extreme amount. I mean, you can absolutely run and be an active runner and not let your body fat get to a point where you start to get hollowed out in your face. I mean, you do have to kind of watch your diet and watch, how much calories you're intaking versus your expenditure. But I mean, when I was doing long distance running, I didn't feel like I looked like gaunt. I mean, I was thin, I was lean, but I didn't look old because I didn't take it to that extreme. And I have seen people that do, so you do have to kind of watch that. But once again, it's not the running, it's the exercise. You could get the same thing from doing rowing or whatever. As far as sun exposure, a couple things you can do: run in the morning, run in the evening when the sun's not that bright. That makes a big difference.
For sure.
Also, sunscreen. I mean, Dr. Ember doesn't know about sunscreen, but yeah, I mean, put some sunscreen on before you go run.
Like hats. There's like
Hats. I don't personally like to run a hat, but yeah, you could wear hats.
And then there's like the long sleeve, like moisture wickening apparel that you can wear.
For
like
sure.
Long sleeve stuff.
As far as joint issues go, I mean, you could be a pretty good runner and not mess up your joints. You want to have good footwear. Be cognizant of where you run. You don't want to slip and do any joint injuries by twisting your ankle, and avoid other sports. Like my running issues are not from running, it's from the injuries I took in like football and soccer. Like they messed up my knees, and so that's why they hurt, not because of the running.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think Dr. Ember's very sweet. I mean, he's very charming to look at. I mean, if I needed advice on a Civil War cannonball injury, I'd probably call him, but I'm not taking his advice on running.
Or how to put an implant in a cannonball.
Exactly.
A cannon.
Yeah. So yeah. Well, and I'm kind of like a little annoyed because that became a national news thing, right? So like people that aren't looking at the article just look at this thing and say, oh, well, running makes me look older. Forget that. I'm not going to run.
Yeah.
And so it's kind of like misinformation, which bugs me a little bit. But I mean, he probably didn't mean it to be like that. He just makes a TikTok, right? Just like he probably made it as a joke. I mean, I can't believe that he really believes that. Although he did seem like he believed it. Dr. Ember.
I don't know.
Give us an update. Do you really believe that running makes you look more aged?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I think anything excessive is bad, so.
Boom.
It's
Boom.
whatever.
Sarah bringing the hard truth.